volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye, and I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you Corination Starscream from Transformers Generation Studio Series 86. Here he is in all of his... Wait a minute. This isn't a Corination Starscream at all. This is a Galvatron. Alright, yeah, because Galvatron fits Corination Starscream's throne better than Corination Starscream does. At least in this humble collector's opinion, the Galvatron and this chair were meant for each other. Look at how awesome this is. We got Galvatron's head comes up just below the edge of the chair, very top, so the cool little horn bits on the sides of the chair can stick out above his head. He's wide enough to fit this chair. His legs feel like they're the right size to fit this chair. Everything about this chair screams that this is Galvatron's chair. This isn't Starscream's throne. This is Galvatron's throne. I just wanted you guys to know that. You know, if you got a Galvatron, and you're thinking about Coronation Starscream, well, get it because of the cool diorama. Though I don't understand why Galvatron doesn't have posable hands. It would be really cool if you could open his hands so that he could, like, grab the edge of the chair. Anyway, let's move the Galvatron away. I'm just going to keep him in a seating position because I'm just going to put him back in the chair. I'm going to talk about the chair first. And also, if you like what you see here and you want to see more of it, please hit the thumbs up. And please, if you don't mind, share with anybody that you know who is a Transformers fan, or just put it on your Facebook wall. I don't have a Facebook personally or an Instagram, so if you could share to those platforms for me, that'd be awesome. Here we go. Here is the throne. Now, the throne is just a big hunk of plastic. It's got kind of a U shape. Hi, Cream. What's up with you, huh? Yeah? You know I'm on camera, right? Yeah? You don't care? You're just going to back into something and knock it over? That's right. You're just a walking calamity. Anyway, so this chair here is pretty heavy. It's durable plastic. It's kind of in the seat and the armrests are in the shape of a U, but if you just chopped off the top section of the U and just left that little curved bit at the bottom. Underneath it, you've got a square that slants up into a smaller square. That's kind of its base. It's also hollow. Another missed opportunity here is you could have given us a door so that we could have at least used this to store stuff, because we got a lot of extra stuff in the Transformers, and it'd be nice to have more storage opportunities. Heck, Rodimus Prime and Omega Supreme, those two are the best for storage. They come with so much storage space. Nobody else really comes with storage space. But other than that, this chair's got some cool vent activity going on in the back. You got these cool lines that go vertically up the back, and it ends in what feels like a Decepticon face. Yeah, there's a Decepticon face right there in the center top bit of the throne. And each of the armrests is textured differently, so it has a different sculpt work to it. Let's grab the Galvatron and put him back in the throne. There we go, Galvatron in the throne. And one more bit to kind of convince you guys how awesome this is together. Here is Cyclonus. Yeah, Cyclonus. We can put Cyclonus over here. There we go, Cyclonus. Yeah. Cyclonus goes on one side of Galvatron, and Scourge goes on the other side of Galvatron. Boom, just like that. You got a nice little triple threat kind of thing going on here. And I just wanted to showcase that. Like, these guys, all three of these things work pretty well. What are you doing? Stop screwing with things, Cream. Yeah. All three of these guys work well together, and that throne just makes them all pop. So let's go ahead and remove the Galvatron and the throne, because we're done with the thrones. We just pick them both up together. My only negative on this throne, other than the fact, it's a big, giant hunk of plastic, it doesn't transform. The only other piece of Transformers diorama for chug scale that at least I've noticed since I started collecting in Siege is the Teletran 1 from the Ark. Now let me go ahead and get the Starscream. Is Teletran 1 from the Ark. And that one transforms into a robot and to a cube for storage. But it's kind of annoying that the throne doesn't have some sort of transformation. It would have been cool if the throne itself was some sort of transformer or even a weaponizer. A weaponizer throne would have been awesome. Like, you could have taken off the arms and had them turn into weapons. I don't know. But I do know that that was a missed opportunity because everything, even the planet, transforms in Transformers. So why doesn't the throne transform? And that's my gripe on the throne. Let's talk about the figure himself. So Starscream also comes with some additional accessories for the figure, and those accessories are two new null rays that have the bottoms cut off on them and the sides trimmed down so that they could fit inside of his pauldrons. You can make them like spread up like that or fold down. And he comes with a crown that's specifically designed for his head, even though it also fits his siege head. Just an FYI, it fits the siege figures all right for the the Tetra fighters. What are you doing now? Oh, you're just licking yourself. Okay, and so the helm, the crown fits all right, but I put some of that sticky tack that I've talked about on my channel, which honestly, playing with it long enough, it's not really a great sticky tack, and I'm trying to find a better one. But you can put a little sticky tack under there and ensure the helmet stays on his head easier. So we're just gonna leave the helmet off to the side, and we'll talk about his cape. His cape's really nice. It's got a cool texture to it, and because of the way it folds, you can kind of just take it, unclip it from that area, and then you can fold it off to the side, like some wind just hit the cape and it's blowing. His cape blows in the wind. I'm going to go ahead and remove the cape. I don't know what that was. It just fell off. I'll find it in a second. Set the cape down. Oh, it was one of his pauldrons, which I was going to remove anyway, so that works out pretty well. The pauldron here has a siege port inside of it, and it's got a siege peg inside of it. And these peg and port work in tandem so that you can put it on his shoulder and still have a shoulder siege port available, which I always love when they do that with any accessory that attaches to a siege port, because if you've been a fan of my channel for long enough, you understand that I love siege ports. I think just having the opportunity to plug weapons in all over in all sorts of places just really nice. That increases the playability of it, and its posability, and also how it looks on your shelf. You can change its look all the time, and you can constantly be transforming them. So here's the other pauldron. It's the same. It's got a bit of a top bit to it that feels kind of like a gun. This pauldron has the same shape and kind of feel as a Gundam foot from a master grade model kit, except it's a bit too long. But it definitely feels like the top of a foot for Gundam. It also kind of feels, it has that edges to it and that sculpt work that makes it feel also like the shoulder pauldrons from Gundam Wing. We're going to set both of those off to the side, and we'll talk about we'll get the back null rays, the original null rays. These are pretty cool. They've been beefed up, and they have little bits on the back so you can attach blast effects, and these things are more like missiles than his null rays have ever been. These are straight up Stinger missiles in null ray form. I like them. I really like the cool missiles. Now we've got him down to his bare bones, and we're going to talk about Starscream's bare bones here. So we'll go around to the back, and we'll talk about the back first, and then we'll move to the rest of him. Now, he is made with a mix of that nasty Earthrise plastic and the Siege plastics. It's definitely a mix. Like, his wings are made out of the Earthrise stuff, but some parts of his core, actually no, his wings are made out of the Siege stuff. Actually, they're better wings, but some parts of his core are made out of that thin, flimsy Earthrise stuff. So be aware of that. The actually, these back things that are on either side of his head are not made out of the same plastic that his wings are made out of. These the air intakes that appear on either side of his head are definitely made out of a different plastic. But we were talking about the back. I'm sorry. So in the back, he's got 3 siege ports available. 1, 2, 3. And then on his legs, he's got 1 and 2 siege port. And then on the bottom of the feet, 2 more. So that's 4 in the legs entirely. And then that's 3 for his back. So 4 and 3 is 7. And then 6 because 1 on the forearm, 1 on the hand, and 1 in the shoulder. So 7 and 6 together is 13. 13 siege ports. That's 2 siege ports more than the average siege ports for these figures, which is really good. I really appreciate that. He's also got some really nice sculpt work. I wish that the underside of his wings wasn't so waffled. It would have been nice to have this area filled in with a bit more plastic. It would have, one, made the wings a bit sturdier, and two, it would have made it feel better, especially since the underside of this wing is so prominent. And though I wonder if they didn't do that because of weight, because the hinge that this holds onto is pretty flimsy. And I bet you if the wing weighed too much, it would just always be popping off or drooping. You don't want your droopy wings. So we'll talk about the wing sculpt there. I really hope they got the paint sculpt down right, because I do remember the paint sculpt for Starscream's wings in the original was amazing. It was quite excellent. Now let's talk about his, that's just about the end of his back. Other than the cone for the nose tip that folds down his back, he's got a siege port, and the back is very clean. It's a very nice, clean back. Not much of a backpack at all. I really enjoy that whenever they manage to make a very small backpack. This one just being the cone of the jet mode. He has articulated fingers, so his hands open and shut, which is something I wish the Galvatron did. I don't know why the Galvatron doesn't open and shut his hands. It upsets me that you can give Galvatron, that cool chain with a matrix on it, but you can't give him the hands necessary to put it on his head. And yet, Starscream here has got his hands. Even though his hands don't rotate and they just flippy flop all over the place, they still are articulated and open and shut. He's got opening and closing hands, and that's cool, and I wish they would do it more often. I mean, G-Axis had it too. Why is Galvatron getting no love? Just, man, Galvatron's awesome. That's all I'm saying. So, more on the feeling of this area. This is made more of that lightweight Earthrise style plastic on his forearms, but it's not much different from it doesn't feel much different from the forearms of the Siege one. Actually, I think they used the same exact arms, except they remolded them slightly and made the shoulders a bit different. We come over here to his main chest area. We got these cool, these square intake bits on either side of his pectoral muscles, which kind of feel like lights. And then, his core section's got the cockpit coming down it. And here at the bottom, we've got some textured stuff that is the skirt for his midsection. This guy's midsection is pretty clean. He's got edges over here on either side. He's a really cool Starscream. I really like him. Ah, Cream! What are you doing? You know? He's got some waist rotation. Not really. He doesn't really have waist rotation at all. That's kind of a bummer. But he does have good articulation in his forearms. He has double jointed knees, which is always enjoyable, especially when you take the transformation into account. His knees can go pretty far, and his hands are not. I mean, his elbows are not double articulated. He only has single jointed elbows. The wings do fold in, and the front of his legs, for sculpt wise, has got these bits coming down, and it's got some little hydraulic feels in there, like for stabilizers, but it's mostly clean, and that's really nice. Like, he feels a lot like the G1 figure looked, and I do enjoy that about this Starscream. There's some problems I have with this Starscream mold, but I think that they did pretty good with it, and I'll go out on a wire and say that. The alternate mode I'm not really happy with, but this robot mode is quite excellent, except for the waffling. There's no hollow points in the shoulders, except right here on the back of the forearm, the upper arm, which his triceps are hollow, which is kind of annoying. But it also shows me that Starscream is not used to doing push-ups, and his legs have no hollow points in them at all. All that's very sturdy, well constructed. There's not even waffling on the bottom of the foot. And yeah, the only hollow point is in his tricep area. There's no tricep area, and waffling occurs on the back of the wings. For the most part, this is an excellent figure. And if you have a Galvatron, then I recommend him getting the Corination Starscream, so your Galvatron can have and have himself a place to sit and mind his minions. And I knocked everything off over here. Ed. Okay. Anyway, I think that's about it for Starscream here. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and please tune in next Prime, where I will be teaching you how to transform Earthrise Starscream and how to add in his little his extra accessories to make a Starscream that is it's a really cool Starscream. All right. Well, until next Prime. You want to say goodbye, Cream? Huh? You want to say goodbye? No. You just want me to let you out? All right. Well, bye bye for now.